Well, hey, welcome back. I'm back with another painting. We're going to try to do a mountain scene. I haven't done one of those in a while. Um, and I think I'm getting my creator's block lifted. Sometimes you go through these spells where you go through and paint about, 20 or 30 paintings, and then it's almost like you run out of ideas. And sometimes it's, well, what do I want to paint? So what I'm going to do is kind of demonstrate what I'm doing, how I go through, and I'm not a painter by any means. I just love trying to create things, because you got your Bob Rosses, your Bob Alexander, all the other painters out there who create, and sometimes they get inspiration from like Bob Ross or Bob Alexander or any of these other painters out there. So I'm really just going to demonstrate how I go through, like what I want to paint. I'll be watching something. I'm like, ooh, that would be cool to paint. So I have liquid white and I want to prepare the canvas. I just need to find something to stir it with. Maybe. I want something that I can stir it with and not cause any issues. Maybe an old paintbrush that I'm not going to use anymore. And I went through a host of paintbrushes. So liquid white, it really is like linseed oil and or some type of oil. So I have to mix this, and I didn't mix it very well. So I try to talk while I'm painting. Sometimes I get lost in thought. And again, I started trying to paint about 2 years ago. It was probably due to COVID, and wow, my liquid white is really liquidy. I'm just trying to mix it right now. Wow. Yeah, see, it's really runny. So if you can see that, and it's not mixed very well. So I'm trying to get it mixed for you. Well, I guess that's as mixed as it's going to be for right now. So we will just go with that. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some liquid white, and I actually just got these brushes. I mean, when you're painting, you want to use natural brushes. So if you use, I mean, I'm not saying you can't use nylon, but nylon, for me, it doesn't work that well. But basically, I'm just making the canvas a little slick so that we can paint on it. And I really got to. Right now, you'll see the canvas is really shiny. I'm just trying to spread out the liquid white. And because if you don't smooth it out, your painting, as Bob Ross says, it's gonna run off the canvas. So hopefully you get a good vantage point of what I'm doing. So I'm just basically putting liquid white on the canvas. I think we got enough. It looks pretty slick. For any of you out there who like to paint, I mean, I couldn't paint a stick figure or draw a stick figure, so, and and again, I didn't say I'm like, the most creative or anything like that by any stretch of the means. I just like to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to do our sky. So I'm going to take a paintbrush, and we're going to do some, I got a whole host of paints. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to start off by making clouds, but there's a reason why I'm doing it this way. So we really want to just, we're not really worried about we're just worried about the edge. Like, so when we're making our clouds, we just want to make sure that it's really the white part, you know, we're trying to, because you want your clouds to be clouds, right? So we're going to smooth these out. So this is basically a cloud structure. So these chip brushes, or these brushes I'm using, they're natural. But as you can see brush marks, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to smooth them out. And I've been using a lot of paint thinner, but I've seen artists really just get the paint off the brush. You know, just kind of make sure you wipe them off instead of. So I'm going to take a brush, you know, one of my trusty brushes. It's like my blending brush. So you really want to just kind of keep the bottom edge, right? It's okay. I mean, clouds aren't going to be perfect, right? You just kind of want to so yeah, my brushes have seen better days, guys. Yeah, see, you really want to try to get the brush marks off, but it's hard to do that. So you just kind of like, the more you go back and forth, and you'll start. I don't really want to make it. I just want to. Now you see how the more you get into the liquid white, you see how that. You just have to. Yeah, I don't know why there's grain on it, but it could be just. So that's going to be kind of my sky. So what I'll do is I'm going to put water. It's going to be a little bit of that. A little bit of 100 green. You know, anything that you do when you're doing water, I don't care. I just, as I'm doing it, I go, oh, what looks good. Now, some people don't do this. I do this because I'm trying to blend it in. A lot of this will be covered up, so you don't have to worry about it. So, you know, if you're afraid that you got too much, I just want to make it so that it kind of reflects the sky. So if you see the sky and, you know, water, I don't know. My brushes are getting to the point where they've seen better days. So I apologize, but I hopefully will get paint brushes for Christmas. I had a blender brush, but I didn't treat it as a blender brush. I have this big old brush, but again, I'm just trying to see if I can smooth it out. I don't really want to see lines. This might, yeah, it worked out a little bit. Yeah, so the goal, as you can see, the sky, the water. I'm gonna make a mountain. All right, so, yeah, I don't really, because they say every time you put paint thinner and you put it on your canvas. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, because I have a palette. If I showed you the palette right now, you'd be like, that's a lot. So my goal is, I mean, I could create bigger clouds, but I figured don't mess with it, right? It's good the way it is. I wanted to just kind of reflect the water in the sky. And all this isn't going to be water. We're not making this lakes, or we're not making this a big sea. I'm going to make a mountain. And a lot of this stuff, I don't have anything to look at, so I don't have a reference picture. I have it in my mind. I said, you know what, that'd be nice to do. So that's kind of where I get my thought. So what I'm doing is I'm going to find my palette knife, and as I go through this, you'll have to forgive me. You know, oh, here it is. Got my palette knife right here. So I got some colors I'm gonna mix. So I'm gonna mix some, maybe a little bit of black, a little bit of brown, a little bit of blue, a little bit of green, a little bit of red. So basically what I'm doing is I'm kind of well, they like to say mountain mixture, but I guess I don't know. I'm gonna throw these in there. So kind of, I have a huge palette, a whole bunch of colors, but dog hair. I got a dog. She's awesome. Her name is Minnie. And Minnie is a little rambunctious, so she kind of would be getting into things, but you know, dogs do that. So yeah. All right, so all right, so let's start up here. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a little light mountain, like, and so we're gonna go basically clean this up because we don't want a lot of, you know, we don't want a lot of paint. We really don't care what's going on down here. We just want to be able to Yep. So with that, I got a paper towel roll. So what I'm going to do is I got to find a brush that be able to smooth this out. Let's see. I'll tell you what, some of my brushes, let's see if this will work. It's my 2-inch brush. So we want kind of a mountain that's in the distance a little bit. So that's what we're going for. And we want to create a misty area, like. Yep. So by that, we're going to go ahead and lighten it up a little bit. So that's my mountain. I mean, you can put a little bit of highlight on there, but I don't really want to create a whole lot. Yeah, I mean, you could go. They always say put a light touch. Okay. I always forget to wipe that off. All right, so. It says, let the canvas take what it wants. I never did understand that until they said, well, you know, especially if you're putting too much. You know, so I'm letting the canvas take what it wants. I don't know. Sometimes you just look at something, you go, wait a minute. Okay. I don't know. I guess I like it. Sometimes it soothes me. You know, everybody has their own lives right now. Everybody's getting ready to eat, and you know, it's Thanksgiving, and we're all, you know, thankful for, you know, what we have. I mean, I know I am. I got an awesome family, so I'm thankful for that. All right, so when you're doing mountains, and you know you have to and you have to have a what do you call it? You have to have a shadow color. So it used to be really, really difficult for me to do that. So I was watching like these other painters, and you know, and I didn't realize that making like blue, you know, really made a difference. And as you can see, okay, and if you look at it, it's kind of cool because you kind of go up here. And and they say you can push mountains to the back. Um, yeah. So I guess that's my version of a mountain. So um, you can make them bigger. That was the one I was going to have in the distance, and then I'm going to have a a bigger mountain here, and then we're going to do some trees. So that's what we're going to do now. So that one, I don't know. I'm kind of liking that. I'm kind of liking that. I'll just put a little bit of. Okay. Huh. So I need to put a little bit. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to mess that up. Yeah. Know when to stop. Trust me. All right. So now, since I created a little mess, I'm gonna just. Okay. I don't want to mess that up. Maybe I can use a paper towel. I haven't done this with a paper towel, but I'm going to see if this works. Okay. Okay, paper towel works kind of good. So basically we want it to be misty, and then the other mountain we're going to put behind it, and it's going to be a little darker. So I'm going to get a little bit of more of my mountain mixture. We'll do that. We'll do that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and so basically what I'm doing is I'm just kind of I have a board that is kind of seen better days, but I actually do. Buddy of mine, a bowling buddy of mine, created, and I don't know if I showed you guys this, but he created. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can reach this without pulling. Okay. Yep, and I knew I was going to get paint on it, but I can wipe it off real quick. He actually created this for me. It says Rob the Builder. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate that. So let's see if I can do it. So I also build. So I like to build. My favorite is building decks, and I just finished one not too long ago for one of my other buddies. And I am a licensed builder with Michigan, but I also love trying to paint. And when I say that, that means I do. I love to try to paint because I hear people give instruction. Now, there are people who are Bob Ross instructors, certified Bob Ross instructors. And I can appreciate that because if you know what they go through for certification, yeah, it's pretty intense. It's pretty intense. But I admire and appreciate what they do. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bigger. Okay, they always say take a little bit. I can never do that. They say take a little bit of. So I guess yeah, mountains are just, they can be tricky. All right. So now I'm going to try to do what I did. Sometimes if you mess up, it's okay. You can fix it. So again, so this mountain is supposed to be darker and sits off in the background. And you definitely want to so I mean you can go with so I'm going to they always say take I don't get enough for some reason I don't get enough paint. And again, I do this for the enjoyment. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes when I do stuff, I'm kind of like, is that really what I wanted to do? And then you're like, but you can always correct it, like as in. Yeah, it's just snow. I mean, what you can have a perfect? Who could say, oh, that's not a perfect snow mountain? Yeah. 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 So now what you can do is you can create another little peak here. Yep. You do another little peak. Okay, so that's our, as you can see the difference. This is a little closer. So the mountain in the back now, we're going to go ahead and do we're going to do a little shadow. Okay. Yeah. So, yep. Yep. You just go with it. I mean, it doesn't gotta be perfect. Because I've never seen a perfect mountain. Have you? I've never seen one. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and go like this. All right. All right. Good. So don't mess with it. Looks like a mountain. It looks like a mountain to you. Looks like a mountain to me. So we got a mountain that's farther away. We got a mountain that's closer up. But we have some definition. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my fan brush. And we're going to make some trees. We're going to make some distant trees. Yeah, these are big, aren't they? So we got, are these going to be big? One of them has some more shape to it. This here, thinner one. I'm just looking for a fan. Here, maybe. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to got a little bit of sage green, got some of my mountain mixture. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to carry this across. You don't want to get too defined. You'll see what I'm going to do. I usually go across and I make it darker because I want it to be like. Yeah, you really don't want to blend, your trees. You want these to be darker because if you have it pushes them back a little farther. So the closer up you bring your trees, and it pushes them back. Because you want them to look like a forest, you don't want it to be. So the goal is to So, with that being said, these are your trees. And what we're going to do is, I'd like to make a rolling hill. I'd like to go ahead and give these more. So what I'd like to do is see how these are in the back. I want to go ahead and can make them look like they have, oh man, my brushes are all, they're all stiff, sorry. Okay, hold on. I want to go ahead and, you want to make it appear like they have trunks. Yeah, so you just want the appearance like they're trunks, you know, because they're in the woods. They do have. All right, so it gives the appearance of trunks. So this is my this is my forest layer, if you want to call it. And you can even make it so, you know, they got a little bit. You just want to make it look like there's some. All right. Yep. It gives that appearance. So now what I'm looking for is, let's see. So now what I'd like to do is see if I could make a little bit of, I don't know, can I make grass? I don't know, let's see. I'm just trying to see if I can. So when you're making grass, you just want it to be, there's a way you do it. You have to make it seem like it's, I mean, you can make it seem like it's coming downhill, going this way. So what I was trying to do is maybe make something that would be reflective. And I was thinking about a house, but I'm thinking, still not sure. I definitely want to go ahead and sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to make grass, and you can see what we're doing. So what I'm trying to do is, I mean, you can make a little waterfall. I haven't done that in a while, but what you can do. So you can make like a, okay, let's see. Where is, all right, okay. So they say a lot of times you can make so I'm gonna make a little rock ledge, I guess. Just having fun. Okay, so with that being said, I mean, we're gonna touch it up, but that's kind of what I was going for. Okay. So you can do a waterfall, and this is, I mean, I'm not known for my waterfalls, but I like to try. I just like waterfalls. You know, they're kind of peaceful. So again, you got to get a brush that's not seen better days. You can take your liquid white, which is, man, this liquid white is really liquidy. God Lord, I gotta really. All right, let's see. All right, so a little bit of waterfall. Okay. Now I just gotta find my palette knife again. There it is. I lose it all the time. So what I'm gonna do is take some of that Cliff mixture. Oh, yeah, I don't want to do that. So I want to go. There we go. Yeah, you want to do, I guess you just imagine it. I mean, I don't have a preconceived idea of what I'm going to do. Okay. Kind of covered up my waterfall a little bit, but it's all right. So I'm going to go back to the grass that I was creating. All right, so, and then what we'll do put a little bit of ripples. And we go because we want to make it seem like it's water, right? All right. So now what I'm going to do is, I usually don't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to Yep. There you go. There we go. That's how you do that. Okay. Yep. So what do we got? 47 minutes. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to touch up this right here. Yeah. Yep. And then what you do is you just do a little touch up, right? You make it up as you go along. So I'm going to go ahead and go like this. All right. All right. So that's my, now I'm going to make an attempt to make trees. Like, they always say, you know, I see people when they make their pine trees, can you make them look good? Like, yeah, if you have the right, fan brush. And I have fan brushes, but are they the right ones? I don't know. So, oh, I have one that could be the right one. So let's take a look. So, I actually have liquid clear. And I'm going to use that to help spread. You don't want too much liquid clear. Too much liquid clear and you're going to be in trouble. There we go. I just put enough so that I can spread what I have on there. So, all right, let's see. All right, so let's go here. We're going to go. So, yeah. Really, you're just blocking in color. As you can see the tree, you're just blocking it in. And you're going to come back. This time I'm going to make a bigger one. All right, let's see. So, we're going to go here. All right. All right. So, all right, so there's another tree. So we got 2 pine trees. We're going to put some highlights on them. Okay. So we put highlights on that one. We're going to put highlights on this one. I don't know, highlights didn't show up that well. Okay. So as you can see, we have pine trees, we got forest. So the pièce de résistance, and this is what I love when I see, like if you want to fill, that's garbage. Some of these brushes have seen better days, so I'm hoping to get a better set, but I'm going to finish them because I know it's going a little over, but I'm going to, here, yep, do my grassy area. But here's what I like. So here is where you're going to, I mean, you can make a big pine tree or you can make this big, huge, which I might need more paint. So I'm going to get some more darker color. What's this? Oh, it's Van Dyke Brown. Don't want that. This I might need. Yes, this is what I need, black. See, black never fails you because you can always highlight black. And this is why I like using this. I mean, you can use Van Dyke Brown too. I'm gonna. we're going to be wrapping it up here. So with this, I'm going to take a little bit of black, some green, and then you're just going to go like this. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to, they say take liquid white and like highlight. I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, liquid white does it. So you don't want to kill all your, they say when you take liquid white, you just take it and you want to put it on your board. And then you can go like this. All right, so basically your bushes, okay, getting close. So I like to put a big tree in the center of it, but sometimes you don't want to kill what you've done. So I will actually stop it here. So it's my simple mountain picture with a waterfall, cliffs, pine trees, distant pine trees. And that's what we have right now, and we'll call it a painting. Thank you again for tuning in. Hope to be able to create something for you in the next week or so. All right, thanks guys, bye.